What I'm doing nowadays mainly is focusing on consumer stories, specifically investigative consumer stories. What makes it different is that I could take a topic, for example, when it comes to tenants' rights, specifically about someone having issues at a property, whether they're complaining about poor maintenance, about issues when it comes to having perhaps homeless people in the area and they're concerned about their safety, anything that has to do along those lines. And it's a consumer problem, like they don't feel safe or they feel like the money they're paying for different things at that specific facility is not being used properly. And then my job is to go in, obviously talk to the people, get the other side as well. What is the property trying to do to address the situation? And a lot of times what we have found is that this is not the first time. Like that's when the investigative part comes in because you start reaching out to different code enforcement agencies, checking online because a lot of these records are already online to make sure if the place is in, it's up to code,
Yeah.
if they're making sure that everything is properly a license. And when you start getting those details, a lot of times that's how you uncover a bigger story. That's just to give you an example, but other topics I do that make it a little more investigative when it comes to consumer. There was a special series that aired just this week. It was about how to promote Latino home ownership, specifically focusing on what type of loans you can get. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. If the whole idea is like, okay, how can you use your credit to your advantage? And if you have bad credit, here's what you can do. Same thing when it came to interest rates and trying to, make a topic that could be perhaps a little intimidating for some people, especially if they don't necessarily had someone to look up to. But it's like, hey, I'm here. I can help you out. Here are some of the steps you can go through. And it was a three-part series talking about specifically that, like how to get it, what are some of the options in the DMV area, how expensive it is in DC versus Virginia versus Maryland. And then the last one was more about myths and realities.